Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I just picked up this 2018 F-150 Raptor and I have big plans for this truck, both maintenance and upgrades. But today we're going to start off simple with just an oil change. Alright, so the first step is to remove these three 10mm bolts, which will allow us to remove this part of the skid plate to access the oil drain plug. Alright, so with this access panel off, we can now see the drain plug. So we'll go ahead and crack that loose using a 15mm socket. Okay, so we've let this drain for a couple minutes. I'm going to go ahead and reinstall the drain plug. This drain plug does have a rubber gasket that is integrated into the plug itself. I'll link a part number below if you need to get a replacement, but these should be reusable. So we'll go ahead and thread that back into the oil pan and snug it up. And there we go. I spent a couple of minutes, cleaned up all the oil on top of this skid plate that dripped down from the oil pan. And now we're ready to reinstall this access panel. There we go. All right, so next up, we're going to remove another access panel in the skid plate using a T40. Okay, so with the access panel removed, you can just barely see the oil filter at the front of the engine. I'll zoom in here. That white part is the top of the oil filter, so it's facing straight towards the front of the truck. I'm going to use an oil filter wrench and a ratchet, and we're going to reach up with our hand and loosen the oil filter. There is a built-in funnel here to catch the oil draining out of that filter, so we'll have our catch can underneath that funnel as well. All right, so we broke it loose. Should be able to just spin it off now. And the oil, actually, there's a second funnel too, so make sure you have your catch can under the back side. There's a small hole in the skid plate, so you'll have to catch oil coming out of the back side as well. So there we go. And we'll let that drain. And here's just a quick look at where you should have your drain pan positioned. Luckily, I had some cardboard down on the floor, so we caught most of those initial drips, but there's just that small square hole in the skid plate. It seems like if your truck is sitting level, most of the oil will run towards the back rather than the front of that funnel. Okay, so there's not too much to see up there. The oil filter is pretty buried under the skid plate and above that cross member. So I'll show you what I'm doing out here. We have a new Motorcraft FL-500-S filter. I've oiled the O-ring here on the new filter. And I've also wiped down the filter mating area on the front of the engine block. So we'll go ahead and install our new filter. Okay, so basically we got it snug, and then I tightened it about another 3/4 turn just by hand. And that's all it takes. Okay, so with the oil filter installed, the last step is to now install the oil filter access panel. All right, so the last step is to fill the truck with oil. We're using the Motorcraft synthetic blend 5W30. And the truck takes 6 quarts. So we'll go ahead and add 6 quarts and check it. We've let the vehicle run for a couple of minutes. I'm going to go ahead and check the oil level. To get this to focus, you can see we are right there, about right in the middle of the hash marked area, which is just perfect. All right guys, there we have it. The first project on the 2018 Raptor is complete. We've got a lot more in store for this truck. Please do subscribe down below.